Welcome back to FM Storey. We're into the second half of season 16 of The Save. We're going for our 8th league title in a row, and we are well on our way. We're 17 points clear at the top of the table with 13 games left to play. We're also in the round of 16 of the Champions League, and we've also made it to the round of 16 of the Champions League, and we're still in the Scottish Cup. And this season so far, we've already won the UEFA Super Cup and the Scottish League Cup. So without further ado, let's get into the action. Champions League has returned, and as you can see, we've been drawn against Chelsea in the round of 16. We ended the last episode with a comfortable victory over Hearts, and things have continued in that vein. First up was a 3-1 victory at home against St Mirren in the Scottish Cup. We were 2-0 up early on. They pulled a goal back at the start of the second half, and it was a bit of a struggle until we got the third to secure the victory. We then followed that up with a 2-0 victory at home against St Johnstone in the league. 5-1 at home against Dunfermline, 5-1 again, this time away at Aberdeen, and then in the most recent league game we beat Ross County 3-0 at home. Obviously, as we'd beaten St Mirren in the 5th round of the Scottish Cup, we're into the quarter-final where we've got Hearts, which is going to come in between the two legs of the round of 16 against Chelsea here. As far as the league is concerned, we are still top. We are 23 points clear of Hibs in second, who've played a game less than us, 25 points clear of Celtic, and 27 points clear of Rangers in fourth. Things are going outstandingly well. Pedro Simoes head and shoulders the top goal scorer in the league with 32 goals so far this season. He's got 40 goals in all competitions in 31 games this season. Really has been outstanding, but now attention turns to the first leg away at Chelsea. So this is the side we've picked for the first leg, the away leg. We are missing a few players. Nuevo is both injured and suspended, so he's out, and Van Giesel's come in the defensive midfield role alongside Goncalves. And then Rajkovic and Alvarez are both struggling with injuries, so they're on the bench. So Duffy's playing behind the front man. Thibaut continues at left back. Tala has been one of our star players this season, so he's playing wide right. We are coming up against at least one of our former players. I think that actually might be Damian Perez, who we had previously. So two of our former players, with Samson Elise playing in the centre of defence. In fact, I think that actually might be Alejandro Garcia, who we had previously as well. So that's at least three. In fact, Girardin as well, who we had. So 4 of our former players in their starting lineup. So hopefully we can come out on top, or at least stay in the tie going into a home leg in the second leg. Very, very little seeming to happen early on in this game. I mean, there's been one shot in the first 15 minutes. They've had a lot of possession but haven't done anything with it. Right, it's back with Valema, out to Bordes, wide to Tala, a loose pass. Damian Perez is through, and luckily Valem is able to turn it behind for a corner. We almost gifted them a goal there. That was some sloppy play. The corner to be taken by Doak. It's headed clear, and we've survived that. And there we have it, a very, very quiet first half. Our sloppy play leading to the only real highlight of the game so far, a chance that Valem was able to turn behind from Damian Perez. We need to be much, much better than this in the second half, though. Right, we've sent the same team out to start the second half, and hopefully they can do a bit better than they did in the first half. Right, they've got a throw in our half. Just all the way back to the keeper. Girardin into midfield. And they've gone long, try to go over the top of Thibaut. He's dropped back to pick it up. Kerr then loses out. And now Goncalves nicks it back. We lose it, but Goncalves eventually comes away with it. Onto Simoes. Wide to Kerr. Low into the box. Simoes arriving in the box has put it past the keeper, but we're going to have to wait for a VAR review to see whether he was onside or not. And it's been given. So Goncalves moves it into Simish in the middle of the pitch. He plays it out wide to Kerr, who just takes a couple of touches and then returns it to Simish. No one matched the run, and he just sweeps it past Zapata in goal for Chelsea to put us 1-0 up. Oh, that is as close as you're going to get there. All right, so we brought some fresh legs on to try and see out this first leg. The throw to us Alvarez, who's come on, to Rajkovic, who's also come on. Rakla, back to Valem, out to Bordes. And he tries to move it to Turnbull. That's a terrible pass. Rakla saves his bushes by intercepting. Wide to Kerr in space down that left-hand side. Into Rajkovic in the box. Takes a touch, dispatches it past the keeper. And we're 2-0 up and in a pretty decent position in the tie now. Rakla intercepted it, just pokes it out wide to Kerr, takes a touch, cuts inside, simple ball to Rajkovic, one touch, massive deflection off the defender, sends the keeper the wrong way, at a 2-goal advantage. And there we are, full time. A game of very, very few highlights, apart from that one chance they had in the first half and those couple of goals that we picked up. In the end, we've run out 2-0 victors, and it stands us in a good stead of making it through to the quarterfinals. So, it's time for the second leg against Chelsea. In between the two legs, we did play against Hearts in the quarterfinal in the Scottish Cup. We won that comfortably 5-1 to see us get a semi-final draw against Rangers. We have a full squad available for selection. We've made a couple of changes to the team that started the last game. We've changed both fullbacks because Thibaut picked up a knock in the first leg. Amrani has played a lot of football this season, struggling fitness-wise, so Turnbull's coming at right back. Nuevo's come back into the centre midfield after recovering from his injury and his suspension. And Rajkovic is going to start behind Simish. Probably not going to be able to play the full game, but we're in a pretty decent position in the tie, and hopefully we can kill it off in the first half. So much like the first leg started, it looks like they're starting with a lot of possession, but neither team are doing an awful lot. There's been no shots in the opening 10 minutes. Very, very little happening in this first half. They've got to throw deep in their own half here, though. They're forcing them back to the goal line. They've cleared it only as far as Goncalves. Tala into the box. Simish lashes it home on the turn. Is he onside? We'll find out in a second after a VAR review. And it's been given. And that's a perfect start for us as far as this second leg's concerned. We forced them back to the goal line. They've tried to clear it down the field, only as far as Goncalves. Tala first time in. Simish with the first time finish past Zapata. 1-0 up on the night, 3-0 up on aggregate. And that was another one like the goal in the first leg that was pretty close to being offside. Right, a throw in for us deep in their half. Alvarez is across from left back to take it long. It's flicked on by Rakla. Simish, or Bordes it was in fact, in the box. It hit the bar and they've scrambled it clear. And now they're on the break. Perez back to Garcia, but nothing comes of it. And there we go, half-time. Not exactly jam-packed full of highlights, but we've got a key goal to put us 3-0 up on aggregate, and hopefully we can continue on pretty securely in the second half to secure our place in the quarterfinals. We've made a couple of changes at half-time just to try and freshen the team up. Goncalves and Rajkovic were both struggling a bit fitness-wise, so we've brought on Lacam and Duffy. Now we've got Alvarez into the box. Squares it, Simish's shots blocked from close range, and now they're breaking clear. We've slowed the counter-attack down. Not an awful lot happening in the second half. We've had a hell of a lot of shots without getting very many of them on target as well. But it's looking pretty comfortable. It's very unlikely that we're going to be able to collapse so badly that we're going to lose this tie with less than 10 minutes left and a 3-goal advantage. And there we are, full time, 1-0 on the night, 3-0 on aggregate. Pretty professional job. and we've continued our way through the Champions League this season, and we've made it to the quarterfinals. Hot on the heels of having won the competition the last 2 seasons. Can we manage to make it back to a third final? We've made it to the international break at the end of March, and we've played another couple of games since the second leg against Chelsea. We've won 1 in the league and drawn 1. First up, we beat St Johnstone 4-0 away from home, and then we followed that up with a 0-0 draw at home against Rangers. Bit of a disappointing performance, but as far as the league's concerned, we are now effectively 1 game from the title, with 20 points clear, with 21 points left to play for from Hibs. Rangers are 27 points back, along with Celtic. In the Champions League, we've been drawn against Barcelona in the quarterfinals. So in the next episode, we've got quarterfinals of the Champions League against Barcelona to come up. We've got the semi-final of the Scottish Cup against Rangers to come up. Hopefully, we're going to secure the league title. As soon as possible to enable us to prioritise the cup competitions that we've got left. And there we are, the end of another episode, and we're in a really strong position yet again. We've almost secured our 8th successive league title. We're in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, the quarter-final of the Champions League. We've already won the Super Cup. We've already won the League Cup. I don't think it could get much better at this point. Hopefully, we can wrap up the league title in the first game after the international break, and that'll, as we said, that'll allow us to be able to prioritise the Champions League and the Scottish Cup in terms of trying to end the season with as many trophies as possible. So join us next time, see if we can make it 8 in a row, see if we can make it 3 in a row in the Champions League, and see if we can regain the Scottish Cup. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.